right. Hey, what's going on, everyone? Genesis 8, you already know what it is. We're Tweek talking on the couch here at the Metafy booth, ready to bring you a QA and play. We're going to have a good time here. Brought to you by everyone from Tweek Talks, of course. We got Tweek, we got Charles, we got Marcus, we got myself, Hazmatt, and we're bringing you some Tweek talking actions here. We're going to have a good time meeting everyone at Genesis 8 who wants to meet us. Have any questions for us, too, we're happy to answer them. So we got some people here ready to go, and I think we're going to go. Right, guys?
Yeah. All right, who's first? Who's first?
Get up here. Young
Bam.
man, yeah. You and the
Hot
people,
seat,
yeah.
bro.
Young man.
Right there, hot seat.
Wait. No, you cut line. I'm sorry, man.
Take a seat. Take a seat.
Okay.
All right, you're next.
We'll
You're
get
next.
you. Yeah, for sure. I'm sorry. All right, hold on. You got a question? You got to talk to the mic. What's your name?
Yeah, my name is Nakat, man. You know who the fuck I am. Come on, what's up, man?
All right, what's your question, man?
My question?
It's a Q&A, bro.
Yeah, so what the fuck? I'm here asking questions? All right. Let me ask the question. Let me ask the question that's on everybody's mind right now. All right. Do you think that Sora is a viable character?
Oh, I like it. I like it.
Okay.
Tweek, if you fuck this up, it's gonna turn into Nakat talks, all right?
Is it for everyone or is it for... Has downwards. Yeah.
Okay, for everybody?
Yes.
Yeah, I think that Sora's very close to being solo viable. He only needs a secondary for a few matchups.
I think he's really good. I have him in my A tier. I have him in like my top 30. I think he's like I have him on the upper end of A tier. Like, yeah, I think he's really good.
That's solo viable. That's good. Yes, he's fine. Yes.
I know you answered, but
Yeah, definitely.
Got talking to the mic, Pink. When you
can't
talk.
hear it.
Oh,
You're
well,
a professional
I mean,
podcaster.
Oh,
Talking
okay.
to the mic. God, this is going terrible. What the
really
heck?
was.
These bunch of casuals.
all right, so me? Yeah. All right, I think Sora, solo viable is, there's some pretty tough matchups, but I do think he's solo viable. It's very close. It's hard, but he's just a character that's gonna get better like 1-2 years in. He's a punish game. He's crazy punish game.
my matches with Cosmos are my gave me a clear indication of how well he deals with like his bad matchups. Because a popular matchup is like, yo, how do you beat Mithra? People always ask me that. And so I was like, okay, now I finally fought Cosmos. It's just like, this is super doable. She's good as fuck. She definitely beats him, but like, he can fuck her up too.
A lot of people don't think that highly of him. Yeah. So I feel like our opinions are actually surprisingly all like
Positive.
not too common. Despite a lot of people think he kind of sucks, but I think he's pretty good.
He was a bit of a flash in the pan at the beginning, right? Winning a couple of tournaments right off the bat, and then he just disappeared. But I hope I was talking. Well, one of the parts of that I think was people kind of fell out of love with the character. You know, they really wanted to play him at first because he's Sora and they were into it. But then as his playstyle developed, I think a lot of people didn't fit their playstyles. But we'll see. I definitely think he's going to find a little niche in the meta.
I kind of knew that was going to happen. It's usually what happens when a DLC character comes out. It's like that shock factor at first, like, oh my god, he's everything I dreamed of. I really wanted him. And then they play him and they're like, well, he doesn't really work for me. Or I'm losing, so this sucks, so he probably sucks. When in reality, it's like, when he first came out, even with my ability to play like swordies or just like a character like Nets that was floaty, he felt really awkward to me. But I really just, motherfucker, 15 years I've wanted this, man. So I just stuck with it to the point where now he feels so much more natural. And I'm happy with how he actually is.
That's great to hear. I love that. Yeah, I think he's just kind of a strange character too, right? He's not like, especially in the Ultimate, like it's such a mashy type game. Like it doesn't. I think a lot of people learn the meta first, and then he tried to fit into it, and it's kind of awkward for people. But we all think we all value him very high. For sure. His recovery's incrediable. His punish game's ridiculous. His juggle game's crazy. Like he's really strong.
My favorite thing about him is active hitboxes.
Yeah, up air.
Up air.
All of his moves are.
It's so stupid.
It's so good.
Yeah. It's ridiculous. All right. Yeah. So anyway, we got it. Yeah. So thanks.
Yeah, for sure. Peace out, bro.
Thank you.
Cat was in the
great
building.
question.
That was a great question.
He started it off really well. You know what I
great,
mean? Like
yeah.
that's a perfect person to have.
All right. Who's
who's
next?
Next.
That's you.
Oh.
All right, you're up.
Oh, it's lit.
All right, it is lit. Hey, hold on. I'll get you the mic in a second here. Don't ruin the suit. Say your name and your question.
My name is Megaphone Frankie Sisto. If you know me, you know who I am. You know why I'm here. Mr. Windjammers USA, they call me. But I do want to ask you, because I'm a big Smash fan. I play Ultimate. I'm probably going to go 0-2 today, but I don't care. I'm just having fun. Is there any match that you have had throughout your entire career that you would say is your favorite match that you've ever had? Like a match that you look back at and you're like, wow, that was like just amazing. Just everything that I play this game for. It could be a tournament. Let's keep it to tournament matches, because I know a lot of our favorite matches are probably friendlies we've played with good friends of ours that inspired us to really sink our teeth in the competitive side of it. But tournament matches, what would you say is the match that you look back on in your career the most?
Start that end this time.
I actually have an answer. Back in Hawaii when I played Smash 4, there was this one local, and I remember this tournament set I'll remember for the rest of my life. But it was early Smash 4. I was playing Fox, and it was my good friend Kenny Poo. He played Ness, and we just had a 10-game grand final. And it was like I barely won, and even like I fucking hate Ness. I hate that character so much. But even after that set, I was just like, me and him looked at each other, and we were like, damn, that was a good ass set.
You learned stuff.
Yeah, it was a really sick set, and like for me that set will stick with me forever. It was just a good ass set with a really good friend.
Gavin? Need more time. I know you have
if
a
you need
lot
more
of,
time, we could.
This guy played a lot of tournaments, so you gotta go through the.
I had to know.
Marcus, you want me to go next?
Yeah. I have a few. So.
I had a couple too, and a lot of them in Ultimate were just overcoming bracket demons and people I really respect and have love to play with. And I got to give it to when Lade and I played, and Ken had just gotten buffed, and I beat him in a really close set. It was such a banger of I got second of that local, really stacked local. I played really well, and that's one of my best friends that I love playing with. So beating him meant a lot to me because I really felt like I grew as a player and had gotten better. And I'd stuck with a character who sucked, and he got buffed. I'm like, I know he's going to get buffed. He's so bad. He has to get buffed, and he did. And the hard work paid off. I played him when he sucked, and it paid off. So it's kind of, yeah. It's like a lot of
12 years. I was waiting for Ridley for 12 years. I wanted him since pre-Brawl. I still bitterly remember when it was confirmed he wasn't in the game. So I don't care that people suck. I say he sucks. I still use him. Can I tell a short story?
Yeah, go for it, man.
So, pre E3 2018, okay? I've told this story 3 times this weekend, and I don't care. I'm going to tell it more. We knew Smash Ultimate was going to be revealed. We didn't know what it was. We only knew that Inkling was going to be in the game, right? So me and my brother, mostly my brother, we organized a bet. $10 buy-in. Pick a newcomer who's never been in Smash Brothers before on the playable roster, and if your character is revealed in the E3 Direct, you win the pot. And it would be split between people who pick the same character, etc., etc. So we had a $330 pot.
Holy
33
moly.
people bought in. We had everybody. Gino, K-Rool,
Waluigi.
Waluigi. Me and another guy bet on Sora. 3 guys bet on Springman. The pot will be further divided between people who pick the same character. We had Goku. We had Bomberman. We had Zanji.
Who says Goku?
Goku. That's a waste of $10.
The only one, you're going to love this. The only one we did not have was Ridley.
Damn.
And I said to my brother, the day he called off the bet, the day before the event, I said to him, dude, you know what? Dante is his name. I said, Dante, when you think about it, the only one we're missing is Ridley. We have Ridley. If we had Ridley, we would have the complete gamut of possibilities. And my brother says to me, and I quote, man, ain't nobody stupid enough to throw their money away betting on Ridley.
And I Goku in the pot?
Right. So, and even I accepted it was impossible. Ridley was revealed. He was the only one that was revealed. Nobody bet on Ridley. We all got our money back.
That was a banger trailer too when Ridley came out. That was one of the best. What's up?
B predicted Ridley getting in.
Ridley? Really?
If only she was there.
He is good for it. Yeah, she can win theater.
Bitter 18-year-old Frankie that's still living inside of me that anything is possible.
That's right.
Once and for all, anything is possible.
I think this game.
Answer that.
I don't know. There's a lot of sets I can think of. It's actually will probably surprise a lot of people, but it's not when I won Katar Saga, and it's not.
Oh, great sets! Oh my God!
That was a good
I
set.
love those sets. You versus Mars Grands, by the way, Smash 4. If no one saw it.
It's not me beating Armada and Project M, which was also a banger set. It's actually the first Brawl Xanadu I ever won.
Really?
Yep.
I love that answer.
It was.
Yeah, I like that.
I want to say it was a 9-game grand finals against Logic, who I'd never beaten before that day, and like I was trying so hard for so long to finally get like a tournament win, and I was like, bro, this feels impossible. Especially because back then I was playing Lucas, so I was like, it was really cool for me to like see all the effort that I've been putting in for years at that point. Like it felt like it finally paid off once I got that first big win.
I got one.
That's huge. Oh, he's got
Gavin's
one?
got it. Gavin's got it.
Let's go. That's
So-
good answer, by the way, before we move on.
Yeah,
Good
I
answer,
love
good
Marcus's answer.
Amazing answer.
I think it's winners finals of the first Ultimate Frostbite. I had to play against MK Leo, and I went Donkey Kong. And the reason I went Donkey Kong, despite not playing as much DK as like Wario at the time, was because I would always beat Leo with Donkey Kong in Smash 4. So I wanted to start. I thought maybe it could throw him off and maybe it would work. You know, it was a similar idea. And I went down 0-2. I lost game 1 with DK. I go Wario, which is the more expected pick. I lose with Wario, and I reverse 3-0. And at this moment, this was our first time playing in tournament in Ultimate, me and MK Leo. And we had a rivalry before we even, it was always who's better, Leo or Tweek. Smash 4, you know, kind of started the legacy and everything. And I was able to reverse 3-0 with Wario in our first ever tournament match, and then I ended up winning the tournament too. So that was such a great start to like the MK Leo and Tweek storyline for me, and that's what I would pick.
Good answer.
Thank
Great
you.
answers, yeah. I think we all good. I think the common trend, though, is like this great triumph of hard work over years and really working towards something. I think you know that's a common trend right there. So, great question. You guys are killing it right now. The questions are great.
Have a good night.
Thank
Play
you.
Windjammers.
Thank you. Play Windjammers.
Tournament.
See ya. True. He said true.
All right,
I think we have a line this way.
We're
yeah.
next.
The line's that way.
let's go.
Yeah,
Let's say
we'll
we're
learn
Have a
this.
seat, man.
This Rickles deal.
Everyone
Have a
left.
seat, man.
I know, dude. I got nervous. Oh
I
my
was
god.
like, oh man, they're all gone.
What up? What
Oh,
up?
never mind.
We love this guy. All right, introduce yourself and ask your question.
Player 4, Reggie. You don't know me.
Go. Nice to see you, Reggie.
Hey, bro.
Now you gotta beat him. You gotta tap on the shoulder.
He's always ready. He's always ready.
Got it.
What's your question, Reggie?
All right, my question is not Smash related. What's your favorite One Piece character?
Oh!
Easiest answer of my life. Pass. 0. I
Oh
couldn't
my
name
God!
one
Get
if
this
I
guy
tried.
off the podcast.
Luffy? Is that one?
No,
Give
no.
it up. Luffy.
You're-
Great character.
It
Sounds like a dad talking about One Piece.
Easy pass.
Who is it, Luffy? It's like,
your favorite
it's like
New
my
York
dad
Yan-
talking about Mario.
Who's your favorite New York Yankee? Boom. Yeah, exactly.
This is hard.
A-Rod. True.
A-Rod?
I just picked someone, bro. It's the same thing.
Jeter.
Pick someone.
It's not
Oh, true.
true. Yeah, Jeter's
Easy answers.
Favorite One Piece character?
That's tough. That's tough.
This is
There's a lot of
harder,
good
this is harder than
This
the
is the
set.
easiest
What the heck?
Yeah.
Really? There's a lot of good
I know which one
characters.
mine is, so I'm ready.
Oh,
Pink
go
is
for
thinking
it.
on it.
Go,
Oh,
Chuck,
you're
yeah.
okay.
Chuck, go for
My
it.
my favorite character is Zoro. He's too sick, and obviously I don't want to put any spoilers, but there was a very clear moment for me when I was like, this motherfucker is real, dude. And that is when he became my favorite character. And if you've watched One Piece, you know that moment. So, and then I just honorable mention, my second favorite character though is Chopper.
Nice.
Character
I
named
fucking love
Chocolate?
Chopper.
Chopper.
This dad over here.
The heck?
Chocolate. That's my answer. Vanilla, strawberry, Neapolitan. Go ahead. Get out of here. Hurry up.
Bro, this is way too hard.
This can't be that hard.
There's a lot of
What's a
characters.
show that's like
I can go if
comparable?
you
Like,
There's a lot
like
of characters. Yeah, go.
All right. So my favorite character is Zoro, but I'm gonna say my second favorite because of Charles. My second favorite is Doflamingo.
That's a good one.
oh, you went as him for Halloween. I know that guy.
I
Yeah.
think he's the best villain, and he's also like the most cruel and chaotic too. I just love that character. I love his backstory. He's like one of the most in-depth characters, let alone villains. So, big fan.
You love villains. Sephiroth, Diddy Kong,
Yeah, what?
etc.
What the
True,
heck?
Diddy Kong.
Diddy's a
True,
hero.
Big villain.
He's a villain, dude.
Oh, okay, I think I got it.
Zoro?
No, what the
That's
heck?
my answer now. Great character.
No, it's definitely Whitebeard.
so hard.
And
Okay.
like
I love that.
the only time that I've ever gotten emotional in One Piece this is kind of a spoiler, so I'm not. He is the reason that I got emotional during one time.
There you go.
I love Whitebeard's the best.
Good way to not spoil.
Yeah,
Thank you, because
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
catching up. I got episode 1 coming
Shut
up.
up! Get this guy out of here!
Just
Get
like
this question
the
outta
way he
here.
was
I'm
presented
done.
is like this like beacon of like hope and strength. Like he's so cool. He just looked like undefeatable.
Yeah.
Whitebeard.
Oh, wow.
That's cool. Well, the thing I like about
The
that,
strongest man. That was his
Even though-
nickname.
Mine was Zoro for a long time. And then Whitebeard came in the scene, and I said, this is a real one.
Yeah, he's a real one, bro.
True.
the thing I like, even though obviously I know nothing about it, you guys all, it took you some time to figure it out, and they all gave like really like intricate answers, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
So
Right.
honestly, no jokes aside, I'll give it up for that. That's pretty cool. Good
Thank
question,
you, Reggie.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh no.
What's up, man?
You know, every top commentator says that right now, that phrase now.
What?
I'll give it up. Everybody has said it.
It's on our
You have
shirt.
said it.
I have
So
given
go
it
ahead.
up.
Everybody has said it now.
I have given it up.
Once in a while, you
It's a
have
good
to
one.
give it up.
We got to work on the new one. Oh please.
No. Oh please.
Oh please.
Thank you, Reggie.
Thanks, Reggie. That's
Thanks,
good stuff,
Reggie.
man. Hey everyone, today's episode is sponsored by Honey, the easy way to save when shopping on your iPhone or computer. Now, I don't know about all of you, chat, but I do be shopping online all the time. The thing is, though, I always feel like I'm wasting money when I can't find a promo code when I'm ready to check out. But, thanks to Honey, manually searching for coupon codes is a thing of the past. Honey is the free shopping tool that scours the internet for promo codes and applies the best one it finds to your cart. Now, let me paint a little picture for you. Imagine you're shopping on one of your favorite sites. When you check out, the Honey button appears and all you have to do is click Apply Coupons. Wait a few seconds as Honey searches for a coupon it can find for that site, and if Honey finds a working coupon, you'll watch the prices drop. So I used Honey earlier this week, right after recording this episode, to order my dog a bag of his favorite treats because he had just ran out. Now, I order these things all the time because he's such a good boy, and thanks to Honey, I was able to save $5 on my purchase. I'll be using Honey to save money when ordering these dog treats every time from here on out. It was just so easy to use. And did you know, Honey doesn't just work on desktop, it works on your iPhone too. Just activate it on Safari on your phone and save on the go. If you don't already have Honey, you could be straight up missing out. And by getting it, you'll be doing yourself a solid and supporting this show. I'd never recommend something I don't use, so get Honey for free at joinhoney.com/tweek. That's joinhoney.com/tweek.
As part of the sponsorship with Medify, we wanted to offer a special promo code for our viewers. Medify is offering a limited time discount of 15% off. Use code TALK15 when booking a coaching session with your favorite expert. The code is valid until April 30th, 2022.
Hey, how you doing? Why don't you introduce yourself and ask your question?
Hello, so my name is Kaylin. And so the question that I had, I wrote it down just to make sure I didn't mess it up, is what would you do if you were in the middle of bracket and are basically struggling with either matchup or play style and experience?
Good question.
All right, so what was the question? Sorry, I couldn't hear.
So, what would you do if you're struggling like in a bracket and you're struggling with the
Mid-set.
matchup or play style? Like, how do you adjust immediately?
I think the main thing to adjust on the fly is you need to find out and pinpoint the most common scenarios, right? This is my philosophy with matchup breakdowns in general, but the first thing you want to be good at is the most common scenario. When you're playing against Cloud, you better be really fucking good when he back airs your shield, because that's gonna happen a fucking lot, right? So it's just hard because when you're going into a matchup you have no idea about game one, what you're trying to pinpoint and locate is what moves is this like play, and this will apply for player too, right? Because there's styles and stuff. But what situation is happening the most often? And then from there, if you can try to win that scenario, and that scenario happens 60% of the time, you should win on paper. That it always doesn't happen like that, but you know what I'm saying, right? Like if 60% of neutral exchanges are around this one move, and you can navigate around that one move, then that's the thing. So it's like that's on the fly kind of thing. Obviously, you're going to break it down and learn more after you study the VODs and get that information. But on the fly, you just want to find out what happens the most, and then break it down from there.
And I think like the number one thing is just break it down simply too, because at that point you're not going to like learn an entire matchup. You're not going to sit there and be like, suddenly I know how to fight Joker. It's like, where am I losing and why? Like, what is the number one? What is in those situations? Sometimes instead of trying to beat, like if you can't deal with Joker fair or whatever, something like that, don't try to beat it. Avoid it. Be like, I don't know what to do here. So better than trying to like, I don't know, guess your way into winning. It's like I'm just going to avoid it and try to fight it in a different way. So throw it out. I'll run away from it and not deal with it. When it comes to, and I think a really important thing too is to keep your mental in check. Just because you're not sure what to do in a matchup doesn't mean you can't sit back and learn in 2 interactions. It's very possible, but very similar to what Charles said, the most important things to keep track of are the most common situations, which are also important. Like when you're at the ledge or when they're at the ledge too, it's really important to keep track of their habits there and what they're doing in neutral, what you're losing to, and just avoid those situations until you know what to do against them. Or try to learn on the fly if you can, but that might be a little too much pressure to put on yourself, in my opinion.
I got one more thing.
All right.
The biggest thing that I see people lose in matchups they don't know is they try to punish some shit that they don't know if they can punish or not. If you don't know if you can punish it, reset neutral.
Yeah.
And then figure it out later, or figure it out throughout the set, or study the frame data later on. But like Haz said, try to think as bare bones as possible. And if you don't know, fuck it, reset neutral. And that will save you a lot, because I see so many people try to punish some shit they think they can punish, and that's how they lose.
Which also further communicates to your opponent, you don't know what the hell you're doing, and they're going to eat you alive for that. Like, you got to just chill. I think keeping your head straight is so important in that situation.
Yeah, for me personally, there's 2 things that I do. One is player-based, definitely, because if I don't know a matchup, I'm not going to sit there. Like, at this point in my career, I've tried this before so many times, it just doesn't work out. You cannot learn an entire character unless they're like an awful character, like they're really simple, like Ganon or something like that. You're just not going to learn all their mix-ups and all the layers that the character has to, all the intricacies, their frame data, what's safe, what's not safe, what they've mentioned so far. So I just don't even focus on the character. I just look at what the player's doing. Like, the character at that point matters but doesn't really matter, because you can always learn a player, but it's easier to learn a player on the fly than learn a character on the fly.
That's a really good point.
And the other thing that's like super big is, well, there's actually, I guess there's 2 more things. If the character is similar to another character you know how to fight, then it gets significantly easier, because you can just kind of apply like the way you fight that character, the character you know, to that other character. And if the character, if it's like a very common character, then generally you know what they want. So you can definitely play around like knowing what common characters want. Like, you know, Falcon wants to like grab you or nair you or something like that, right? So instead of like focusing on trying to figure out, oh, can I punish Captain Falcon's back air, turn around, jab on my shield, you're just like, okay, I'm going to avoid like the big combo starters, like the big hits, and then go from there.
So I actually have an interesting philosophy on matchups. A lot of this I agree with, so I'll just go straight into something that's a little weird. So my philosophy is I don't play matchups from scratch. A lot of players, they'll always talk about like Ultimate's so hard, I have to learn 100 matchups. Like, how am I supposed to win consistently, right? And there's some truth to that, but I think there's a lot of different approaches. Personally, how I approach matchups is I have adjustable game plans for my play and my character in a more general sense, like he said, like categorizing character archetypes. And then matchup experience and matchup specifics become kind of like a cherry on top rather than the forefront of the game plan. I think a lot of people misunderstand where they think I need to know this matchup in and out in order to win this best of 3, when that's so hard. Like, it's so hard to know every matchup, especially with the resources we have. Like, Smashes Online is really difficult to play in and stuff like that. So for me, like, I play Diddy, so if I'm, like, here's a situation, like maybe I'm having a hard time ledge trapping, like Charles was talking about. Okay, I'll focus on corner pressure. My banana tosses aren't landing. Okay, I'll focus on fighting without throwing it. Like, I'll try to, hold on to it for longer. So I have adjustable basic game plans for my character rather than viewing it as like, oh, I don't know the matchup, what do I do? Like, I have to figure out this matchup right now. I just adjust things from every universal Smash situation, like ledge, advantage state, disadvantage state, what works, what doesn't. And I'm adjusting. Those are so easy to adjust on the fly because you know your character. Right. And then the specifics, that comes after. Like, oh, I happen to know this move's numbers on shield and I can punish it. great. That's a plus rather than a necessity. And that's personally how I view it. And I wanted to mention that the most because it's something I hear all the time. Like, oh, I lost my match because I just don't know this matchup. I just don't know enough. Where I don't think it has to be that way. I think you can find some level of consistency without relying on the matchup first. Yeah,
But
yeah,
I like
exactly.
that too because it kind of takes the pressure off of you where you're like, I'm going to do my thing. I'm going to play my game.
Yeah.
And I'm going to beat you with my character, what I'm strong at, and I'll adjust to whatever you're doing too.
Yeah.
Kind of mentally can help you out there. Like it's like a confidence. It's like a turnaround.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what the hell you're doing, but I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So, it's going to happen. Yeah, it's good.
My other question is that for out of bracket, out of matchups, for just practice in general, obviously practicing against matchups is easier because you can just pick the character or have someone who plays the character play with you. When it comes to play styles, because there's obviously different ones like Sonic can be on your shield or he can be camping. When it comes to practicing against play styles, is there a specific tip that you have for that, for just practicing at home and stuff like that?
I always view it as it's like it's kind of like, to me, especially camping is like a Mexican standoff in some sort of way where it's like, you want to camp? Okay, we'll camp. You know what I mean? You want to do that? That's what we're going to do? Okay, that's cool. You want to rush down? You want to play? All right, we could do that. But to me, it's always like a pull and push type of thing. You know what I mean? Where it's like, you want to camp super hard? I'm not going to just rush in foolishly. Like, you need to respond to kind of how your opponent's doing it, regardless of what character it is. So that's kind of my take on it.
For me, it's one of the hardest things about Smash, in my opinion, is being able to adjust the pacing or the flow of the game on the fly.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of players usually have one or two pacings they know how to play, and it's usually hard to just flip it like a switch. I think the biggest thing as a test to your opponent is to be able to have as many flows and pacings as you can, and to kind of use them in tandem to see what's successful and what isn't, and just truly test their ability to play in every flow of the game. Something I do a lot is, it'll be 3 minutes of me just camping super hard.
Such a fucking camper.
And then there'll be
True.
one moment
Christ.
where I get a strike hit, and I'm just like, all right, just based on the flow, I'm gonna see if I can push it super hard. Like, are they mentally ready for me to change it right now? And if they're not, then I'm not gonna push it too far. It's like you're kind of testing, I kind of view it as like, do you know the stun meter in Street Fighter?
Yeah, it doesn't limit.
Yeah, I'm testing their mental limit of how disciplined they are, once in a while throughout the set. Like, I'll go for like a super obvious edge guard or like easy kill read. And if it doesn't work, I'm like, okay, they're still doing great. Like they're still, fighting really well. But I'm always trying to see, like, have I mentally broke you with my camping yet? Because I am willing to change it at any point. I think that's really important because a lot of players, I think it's really hard to just disengage and then re-engage like within 5 seconds of each other. I think it's really hard, and I think that's the biggest thing for any player to practice when it comes to fighting other players. Because, both players, 99 times out of 100, when I'm playing against someone, they have like 1 or 2 flows. And I think that's my biggest answer to that.
One big thing I want to mention is, I think for you were expecting more of like, how do I play aggression or against camping? And I would think that pacing is more important than both of those. They conjunct in together, right? There's like aggression or camping, and then there's like slow pacing or high pacing. My suggestion is if you can overwhelm someone with just playing faster than them and they cannot keep up, that's optimal. So like when I play, now I like when I grew up just within Smash, I played a lot with Void. So we would always like ego pace each other. Like it's like, okay, like you're playing that fast, fuck you, I'll play faster, I'll play faster. Fuck you, right? And it's just like it keeps going up and up. Usually Void's the one that can play faster than me. And then you also gotta understand that you need to know how to increase the pace. But there's also players, the Buzz is extremely good at this, and this is why the Buzz was Void's kryptonite in Smash 4. Is he could slow Void down. If you can slow Void down, all of a sudden, now Void is he's stun locked in a sense where it's like, oh, me being faster than you doesn't matter because you slow me down and you punish me for it, right? So now, it's like understanding pacing, I almost feel like is more important than understanding aggression or defense.
That's good.
It does come with the same side of the coin, but when you get to the top level, like aggression and camping, it's like everyone's fucking camping anyway.
Yeah.
Like Void, Light, they look like they're pressuring you, but they're just camping you, like, closer to you.
Yeah.
They're just bullshitting you with fucking unreactable frame data at a certain distance, right? Like, let's be real, that's what's happening, right? All right, and like, I'm the biggest Fox lover ever, but at the end of the day, Fox is just like right outside of your range and he whiff punishes you. He's camping in your face.
Yeah.
So everyone's camping, but what's the pace? And I think that when you start breaking into high and top level, that's what you need to start trying to think of.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good
great
questions.
question.
Thank you so much.
What the heck? That answer was OD.
We got passionate.
See you.
That answer
Yeah.
was great.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Take care.
All right, come on
Did you
up.
answer that one?
No, that's
Yeah,
I
you
didn't,
kicked him out.
I didn't
Said,
even
"All right,
need
see
to.
you."
Well,
Marcus was like,
I think we got to keep the questions like I don't think we can spend too much time on one question.
Oh, we're chilling.
We're-
Hello.
What
How you
up,
doing? You
man?
want to introduce yourself and ask your question?
My name is Mike. My tag is Drip. Pink's my coach
Oh,
on Metafy.
true.
Yeah.
Drip.
He's your coach?
Yeah.
have a lot of questions. Okay.
What the heck?
Well, my main question was: has there ever been like a character in Smash where the character just like didn't fit your playstyle, even though you like really wanted to play him? Like for me, it's like Mega Man. Like I just can't play Mega Man.
I feel the same way about Mega Man. I think we're all Mega Man fans on this couch,
Yeah.
right? Like just a sick character. I can't play him at all, dude. It was Belmont. Belmont's the opposite of everything that I like in Smash. You can't rush down. You can't do anything with them. So to learn them and their recovery sucks, their disadvantage sucks. It's everything I don't like about a character. But I wanted to play them so bad, I stuck with it, and I'm still stuck with them. So yeah, that definitely happened with me. Their trailer was too sick. I had to give it up. It's over.
So the question was like, what character did you think you wouldn't mesh with, but you ended up meshing with?
Opposite.
like
What
you
character did
like the
want in
character,
Smash, but you
yeah.
just can't play.
Oh, okay. I have the perfect.
I
set.
have like a million.
And Sephiroth is the same for me. Too. I want to play Sephiroth
Oh.
so bad.
Yeah, Tweek has a long list for this one. A lot of pain.
Yeah, true.
no.
All right, whoever.
About to
So
name the whole cast.
Mega Man, actually,
Yeah.
I think I can play him, but I'm not satisfied like with the level of play. I think I can do some things.
He's tough.
I think the biggest one as of late is actually Snake. I think Snake makes a lot of sense for my play.
Your snake is crusty. Get
that
it out
one
of
is
here.
awful. What
Your
the heck?
crusty
snake is
snake.
crusty.
You knew you were gonna get hazed the second you
Get
said
your
that. Get that
snake
crusty
outta
snake
here,
out.
bro.
At least he admitted he can't do it.
Yeah, your snake is
True.
crusty.
So-
for
He
sure.
gave it up.
I'm really tricky. I do a lot of tech skill stuff. I do a lot of tricks. Like with Diddy, like I feel like you could kind of make sense how I would like Snake too. But for me, it's like once Snake jumps in the air, it's like its only option is to get back down ASAP. Like I'm a huge like jumper. I jump out of shield. I jump to platforms. My main movement is jumping on and off platforms. And with Snake, he's grounded and there's not much mix to it.
Yep.
He's just setting up his like bubble. And I can do that to an extent, but if you put me in enough matchups, I'm gonna end up not having as much fun as if I was like using him in training mode. So that's my answer as of late. Definitely Snake.
Good answer.
Bro, mine is easily Sonic, bro.
Want to play as Sonic?
Dude, I love Sonic. Like, as a character, I think Sonic's sick. Not like the character in Smash, but Sonic outside of
You
Smash.
always have to clarify.
You like the
Gotta-
movies?
Sonic is dope. Sonic and Smash.
You're not a
See,
true, not a true
But,
fan.
dude, like, I, as a player, I either like one of two things. I like either, like, being, like, super in your face with, like, overwhelming frame data, which is actually the reason that I enjoy Lucas is, like, down
Yeah.
tilt and jab and all that, forward tilt. Like, his, like, up-close game is, like, really,
You're
really
usually
fun to
winning
me.
that battle.
And then, or I just like characters with gigantic hitboxes. I'm across the whole stage.
Interesting.
Good luck.
Huh.
Interesting.
Weird.
Hey, Sephiroth, true. Corrin, hey, wait, what?
I don't
So-
think there's a character for you.
Yeah, not in this game.
But-
Sorry, pal.
But like, I was like, yo, Sonic's in the game. This about to be crazy. He about to be moving real fast. He about to his frame data up
Yeah.
close. When you gonna be pressing A, and then I was like, wait, I gotta press B. What the heck? I'm good. I can't. I want to be
He's
like.
not overwhelming in either of those categories.
Yeah,
you like.
exactly.
Yeah.
I was like, bro, what the heck? I thought you were gonna be mad.
Raw
fast.
Sonic sucked.
It's always funny too because everyone thinks this character's fast, they're going to be rushed down when it's almost always the opposite because it's like they can also run in the other direction very fucking fast.
Dash back,
so
man.
typically that's the better
Yeah.
and safer option. So, yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Like there's so many characters where like you just dash back and then you just do a move and it's just like better. Like
Lots of
yeah.
characters can swing second, and they're
Yeah.
really good at it. Yeah. I like that, but I like doing that.
So my character, I have two answers.
Oh,
all right.
no.
So I have King K. Rool. I wanted this motherfucker in
Good
Smash.
answer alert. Good answer.
I wanted this guy in Smash before Brawl. I was like, dude, King K. Rool, like he would throw the crown. Like, dude, this character would be so
That's
tight.
it.
He gets in Smash. I'm like freaking out at the announcement. I'm like practically crying. Right.
Same.
I start playing King K. Rool.
Okay, Rule.
And Void's playing Pichu, and he's ledge trapping me forever. And I'm like looking at Void, I'm like, dude, is it me? You can be real. Like, be honest, is it me? And he's like, dude, I think K-Rool sucks. and like Void literally had to like break my heart. I was like, no, dude, fuck that. I can win. He was like, I'm sorry, Charles. And he just like,
I'm
just
glad
shit
you
on
got
me.
it out of the way then.
I was gonna say.
No, well, Void
And not
knows.
like a year later.
Void knows what he's doing. So Void went like extra hard, shit on me for 2 weeks, and he was like, drop K-Rool.
That's a good friend right there. That's a good friend.
That was a great friend.
That's
Great
a good friend.
He did the same thing to me for Smash 4 DDD.
Yeah.
Great friend alert. Great friend
Yeah,
alert.
he literally fucked me up with Rosa for a week, and he was like, drop
Wait,
drop
with Rosa?
DDD. With Rosa. With
can't even
3DS
play
Rosa.
Rosa.
With 3DS Rosa.
Oh no.
Oh, she was great at 3D.
So that's
So
my
you got
answer.
that out of the way super early.
So Void saved me and turned me into a Fox main, essentially.
Great question. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you.
Good stuff, man. All right, we got next. Hey, how you
Come on
doing?
up. Hey, what's up, man?
What's going on? What's happening? You want to introduce yourself and ask your question?
My name's Daniel. My tag's great. One of the questions I really wanted to ask is, there's obviously a lot of low points you guys have had in your careers, and like, what's like the best? Like, how do you guys pick yourself up from like hard losses or like hard moments?
Picking yourself up from hard losses and stuff.
Oh,
I think we all just felt something
Like dealing with low points.
We were all thinking like
I
we
got
must
an
have all.
answer.
All right, go ahead.
So, for me, I was kind of talking about this before too. Like, I'm really into like tech skill and like having a really deep bag of tricks. And sometimes when I'm losing, I'm like, damn, I hit him with all my setups and nothing worked, and I like lose in a tournament or something, right? I really like to go back and like just go back in the lab and like find something new. And not only do I try to look at it as like help for later, it just helps giving me confidence, like, okay, they won't be ready for this next time. And if I don't have any ideas then I'm like, all right, maybe I need to go back to the basics. Like lately with Diddy Kong, it sounds so silly, but for the past like month, I've been practicing just forward air. Like, it sounds so basic and silly, but I've just been like, all right, maybe I'm getting too ahead of myself, and maybe I should focus on some of the basics. Because Diddy has a bit of both, you know? And that's always helped me the most, and it's all about finding my confidence, because some of the lowest points in my career is always like, I feel like I have no answers. So I always have to help myself and just dig deep.
Yeah, I've had a very up and down, inconsistent career, and one of the huge things that I've just learned over time is whenever I have a rough result, whether it's from like losing to someone that I think I should have beaten or whatever, or just like maybe I SD'd or whatever happened, I placed lower than what I felt like I should place. I just told myself like one or two things. The first thing is that I'm good. Like I just know that I have the confidence to be good at the game, and I can always improve. Even though I am good, like there is things to learn. So that's actually the second thing. Sometimes like maybe my head's a little too big, you know? Like, I'm like, oh yeah, this is gonna be easy, like, I'm this good, so I don't have to worry about it, and then I lose, and I'm like, well, maybe I'm not as good as I thought I was. Let me go back to the lab and, like, really focus on some of the aspects that I may have missed when I thought that I was better than I was. So.
To me, I think, Charles, you know this one too, but this made me think of not just playing, but also commentary too, because sometimes you don't get hired for gigs, or you do and you don't get, you know, good blocks or anything, but it's the same thing in life where it's like, to me, it's always like, you need to feel those down times, and you can feel awful and bad about it, and that's, you know, it is what it is, and you got to go through that process. But to me, the most important thing is like what you do with that energy afterwards. Like, you could, after bad losses, I get mad, I get upset, all that stuff, but, you know, you just got to work through that emotion and keep going. Assess it, be like, what do I want to do from here? How do I improve? How do I get better? And turn that negative energy into something positive when you're ready to. It's also okay to just feel shitty for a little while. Be like, this feels like shit. I feel bad for 2 days after I had a bad tournament. Okay, a lot of people feel that way. That's all right. It's totally normal. What are you going to do afterwards? You're going to practice? You're going to get on, you know, you're going to hit up your buddies and start blabbing some stuff out? What are you going to do, you know, to improve? So there's always, the thing with Smash is there will always be another tournament. There will always be another tournament, another opportunity to prove yourself. So don't hang your hat too much on your bad losses, or especially not your worst day. Sometimes you just get bad matchups, or you run into things, you had a bad day yourself. Like, it is what it is. So I think being real with yourself and allowing yourself to be upset and then turning those shitty emotions into something positive is probably the best thing you can do, in my opinion.
Yeah, I have a very similar answer to Haz. You're generally, after something like that happening, you're either going to feel sad or angry, right? Those are generally the two emotions. I think the most common misconception is, like, especially if you're generally have a toxic mindset. I used to have an extremely toxic mindset. And at first I was like, well, let me just not have that mindset and try to not feel anything, right? But that's wrong because you're a human, right? You no matter how hard you suppress it, you're gonna be angry, you're gonna be sad, and just like going through that like grieving time and just trying to figure out how to pivot it into something else, right? Like I remember the first time I lost to Smash 4 Bayo, I was pissed. I was extremely pissed.
Sorry,
I was like,
man.
this guy would never beat me in bracket. And then he picked Bayo week 1, fucking smoked me, and I literally couldn't believe it. And then, but I took that anger, I went home and I SDI'd till my arm like started cramping up. And I was like, I will never, ever get fucking comboed off the top ever again. But like, obviously I'm still gonna get comboed, but it's more so like taking that anger and putting it towards improving at something else, right? And even on the sad side, there's like, when you're sad, sometimes you'd be like, dude, I just fucking suck at this. Like, why can't I fucking do this? Instead of looking at that mentality, go through your grieving phase and be like, you know what? I just need to work on this.
Yeah.
I'm not too strong at whiff punishing. Now I'm gonna put myself in scenarios where I want to whiff punish more.
Yeah.
So it's mainly just transforming that energy into something that can help you improve. Because at the end of the day, this isn't like the war isn't one tournament. The war is like your entire Smash career, and you want to like increase your improvement rate as fast as possible, and you want to try to look at it more in a macro sense. Yeah, great question, man.
And think about it from like a top player point of view. You don't think of your favorite top players. You don't think of their worst placement. You think of all the other good times that they had. You know, no one person is as bad as their worst placement. Like that's just never how it works. So I think on Charles's point too, feeling that stuff, feeling negative, feeling terrible and shitty, it's a good thing, because if you feel bad, that means you care. And if you care, that means that you can put in the time and you can improve. You can't teach someone to care, but you can absolutely start improving yourself. You have to have that drive first. So it's actually a good thing to feel not good about losses. It's true.
Yeah.
It is, because if you don't care, there's no helping that. You want to help someone that wants to get better, that's 1,000% possible. You don't give a shit, it's over. So if you care, it's good. So go out there and keep working at it. That's our advice. So.
Yeah, great question.
Great
Thank
question.
you.
Yeah. Good question alert. Thank you. We got another one?
Actually, yeah.
All right, give it up. Be quick.
All right, so there's a lot of like annoying mechanics in this game. What would you say, like for each of you, what's your like least favorite part of it, and like how do you try to handle it?
Diddy Kong Banana, pretty easily. Yeah, it's very cheap. It's very, it's like kind of really easy to use. So the cool thing about that is there is a lot of counterplay that involves you getting good at using the banana, which is also annoying. But when you do it, it's very satisfying to hit cool banana combos. So that would actually probably be my answer, to be honest.
Oh, that was actually your answer. I thought you were trolling.
I am, but we got to go quick.
Yeah, I hate the platforms. And what do? I rage when I get stuck on a platform.
It happens a lot.
There's no
you're
positive.
You're far from alone on that one, yeah.
There's no.
It happens a lot, yeah.
I try not to, but sometimes I'm like, what the heck? Like,
I feel like my answer, it's hard to generalize into one thing, but it's the guessy, like scrapping situations in Ultimate.
Love
like,
those.
just like, I hate the feeling of my only option is to guess, and hopefully I guess right. And usually what I do is I play super defensive and I try to avoid that like shield to shield, like no end lag, spot dodge canceling, shield grab is slower than other games. I just try my best to not deal with it, but yeah, that's my least favorite by far. Like when I'm playing Fox or Sheik, like you'll see it on my face. Like no way you won't, because I have to I can't just avoid it.
Yeah. Can I guess Charles's?
Yeah, sure.
Is it hold buffer?
It's hold buffer.
Yes, I know it. I know my point.
Mine's
I
hold
feel like
buffer.
one of us has to say that because
I agree,
it's genuinely annoying for
I think
everyone.
all four of us agree that universally that's the worst one.
Hold
Go ahead,
buffer
Charles.
is fucking dog
Trash.
shit. And
It's
the way
trash.
I deal with it is if I'm by the ledge and someone's hitting me, I call it letting go of the wheel. Just let go of the steering wheel, bro. Fingers up, bro. Fingers up. Don't press the fucking trigger. You could just fucking air dodge and die for no fucking reason at 10%. Hands off the wheel. That's how I deal with hold buffer, because God knows fucking why that's our buffer system.
It's training wheels.
Jesus
baby
Christ.
Stuff.
But yeah,
I hate it.
don't want me talking about hold buffer. I
Good
hate that
answer
shit.
alert. Yeah.
But yeah, thank you. Good questions, man.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, next. Come
All right,
on
next.
up.
How much time we
that
got
was a
here?
great question.
That was a lot of great questions. Thank you. That was really good.
That second question was fantastic. Yeah.
We got some time. Honestly, I think we're just gonna do Q&A the whole time. I do want to try to finish the line.
Yeah, we're good. Hey, how you doing? You want to introduce yourself and ask your question?
Hey, my name is RJ, and I have a very specific question. I wanted to know what kind of shift in mentality did you have when you went from casual to wanting to play competitive to then finally be like, I want to take it big, go pro.
Yeah.
And what did you do to prepare for that in game?
Is that a Tweek specific question? Is that a Tweek specific question? Oh, for all of us? Okay.
Just like when we shifted gears basically from going casual. I could start, I guess it's easy.
Yeah.
I played with I think everyone has the story. I played with a close group of friends. We're just a competitive bunch of guys. We did, intramurals together. We always, trying to pull pranks on each other, all this stuff. We were a very competitive group. We started playing Smash and we started getting into it, and we all started getting pretty decent, but then some of us started watching videos on how to get better. Some of us started learning how to edge hog each other. It's like, whoa, that's so cheesy. I'm going to do it back to you, Then it just kind of naturally escalates, and then there were tournaments on campus, and we wanted to, all of us wanted to win. And there were 5 of us. We got top 5, which was super sick, actually. We beat everyone, it was very satisfying to grow with a group of really good friends and get better together, and also, challenge each other. It was really fun. So that was it, and then they kind of dropped off. They kept it at the college type level, and I was like, I'm not done with this game yet. I want to keep going. I love the game so much. It's pretty much it. So yeah, I just kept going, trying to get better.
Oh, this is hype. Y'all get to hear my Joker origin
Your
story.
origin story?
Mm-hmm. Okay,
Oh,
so
no.
when I was in high school, I had a friend that went to conventions and Melee tournaments and all that. That shows my age. Melee in high school, what the heck? And
Don't do the math. Don't do the math. Put the calculators down. See ya.
But we would, I would go to his house and I would play him because, I was the best of all my friends. I played Melee, blah, blah, and I would get smoked. And I was like, bro, this is frustrating. I'm better than all my friends. What the heck? I'm going to be better than you.
Yep.
So, went home, started learning how to wave dash because he knew how to wave dash. I did not know how to wave dash. And I started watching Mewtwo King videos.
Dude, me too. That was the first person I watched. Yep.
Watched a ton of Mewtwo King videos, and I was like, I want to be as good as this dude. So I was like, all right, this was toward the end of Melee, and I knew that Brawl was coming out, and I was like, you know what? There's no point in me focusing all my time on this. Brawl's about to come out, next Smash game. I'm just going to be better than everybody I know at Brawl. So it came out, and that person actually hated Brawl because they like Melee. And I was like, okay, whatever. So I found other people because I saw a Lucas on YouTube, and I cannot remember his name right now, but it started with a G or something. And he's a Pennsylvania Lucas, and I was like, I want to be the best Lucas on the East Coast. Then it changed to I want to be the best Lucas in the world at Brawl. And then Smash 4 came out, and Lucas wasn't in the game, and I was like, what the heck?
That's crazy to remember at first. Yeah.
Yep, Lucas was not originally in Smash 4, and I was like, I don't know who to play. I've only played one character my entire career. And
that's insane.
I got really frustrated at the beginning of Smash 4, 1 because it was a new game, but 2 because I had to learn new characters. And so I quit, actually. I quit for a year, and I was like, when I come back, I'm just going to pick a top tier character, and I'm just playing top tiers from now on. And yeah, that's when I decided I wanted to really go somewhere with Smash. I was like, I think I can do this, go really far, if I just pick a good character. So I did.
Sure.
I ended up playing Bayonetta.
For me, it's kind of simple. I was really into competitive Brawl online as a kid. I was 11 years old or something at one point, and I stopped playing Smash for a while. But then when Smash 4 was revealed to be a game, that summer, I started competing in Melee and Project M, and I just got into tournaments, tried to find tournaments. My first tournament was an Apex tournament, which was the biggest tournament in Jersey at the time, and I went 0-2 in Brawl, and I won 1 or 2 sets in Project M. My brother took me. We skipped school to go.
Nice.
I didn't even
Don't
stay.
do that, kid.
I was so upset about losing my first tournament. I had my brother take me home. I cried in the car, and in that car ride, I told my brother I'm going to be the best player in the world. And
Wow.
I don't know where all this, it was my first tournament, and I just went straight from being at my first sprint to yeah, I want to do this for a living right now. It was very quick. And when Smash, this was all preparing for Smash 4 kind of. And when Smash 4 came out, I had been playing a little bit online. I was already kind of getting my name out there more than I was used to, because I was doing really well on like online ladders. I showed up to my first Smash Wii U local, and I walk in the room and everyone's like, he's gonna win. They knew about me. They're like, this kid's winning. And my brother's like, what the heck are they talking about? And I win. And from there I was like, I think something special can come out of this, because yeah, and now we're here.
I love that your brother was there for both of them. That's really cool.
Yeah, it's like opposite experiences.
Yeah, exactly. That's great.
It's like maybe he should have taken me seriously in that car ride.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, and then for me, I'm from Hawaii, so we didn't really get any chances. I mean, Larry Lur would fly down to Hawaii once in a while for Brawl, at least, so we never got a chance to actually show how strong Hawaii is. I actually do think there was one player, Lethal Trilogy, in Hawaii during Brawl. I think he could have been like as good as Void was in Smash 4, like top 10 potential.
Wow.
I thought he was extremely talented at
this?
the Lethal Trilogy.
If you've watched him play, it was just I agree.
He was
What character?
insane at the game.
Snake.
No, he made
Most
Meta
of the
Knight.
cast,
He actually played every top
Was he
tier.
in the
What the
GSM
heck?
combo videos?
He has his own combo
okay.
videos.
He was
yeah,
the person playing everyone.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry,
so
go ahead.
insanely talented individual. He was the best in Hawaii. No one could ever beat him. My goal was to, when I was in high school, I wanted to be the best, but it wasn't like realistic, right? So it was so weird for me because I just wanted to just be the best in Hawaii at that point. I'd never beat Lethal Trilogy in Brawl, and it took me 2 or 3 years to finally beat him in Smash 4. Probably one of the most happiest moments of my life. I went outside the venue, I cried after I beat him.
Really?
But I made sure no one saw it.
That's years. You know what I mean? Like I understand. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Like to me, it was like
real,
it was like a goal I wanted to do that was over a decade long, right? So
Wow.
yeah, and I had to wait till the next game to beat him, right? So for me, my biggest tipping point was when Smash 4 came out, and Void wanted to be the best, and I saw Void play, and I played tail end of Brawl with him. I actually thought he really sucked at Brawl.
You beat him, bro, didn't you?
Yeah. And I said this
He
kid
loves
sucks and he has no potential. I was a super asshole back then. But then played League with
Also
him.
nailed it.
Played League with him. Played Brawl Minus with him.
Great game
and I was
alert.
like, dude, this kid's insane at games, right? And then Smash 4 comes out. I was like, dude, I know I'm gonna get smoked by this kid in Smash 4. But it was so sick to watch him grow, and he like had the same aspiration as I did. So I was like, dude, I'm like an adult and I can like, help you with some money and stuff like that. Like I really want to see how far you can go. And my passion switched from like being a player to I want to see someone from Hawaii with like no odds that they should succeed, but they do exceed. Because
He
like
still has that it factor.
That's great.
Yeah.
There will never be another Smash Bros. Player like Void, ever.
Never.
Like he's that special.
And
your guys' story, like
It's ridiculous.
you could make a fucking movie out of that
You
shit.
could make a podcast out of it. What the heck?
Hey, we should have Charles as a guest. What the heck?
But essentially that like dynamic is what really motivated me to go all out in Smash. Because even after Void left, I ended up being #1 in Hawaii for the tail end of Smash 4, and then I moved. But my main that 2015 is where I found like my true passion within esports in general. Educational esports is my true passion.
Yeah.
It sounds like that.
You want
All you guys' desire for that competitiveness. Because I'm like very competitive myself, but I don't want to go all in because I'm kind of like
It's scary.
I overdo everything. Like I want to work out, I tend to work out too much, end up injuring myself, stuff like that. So I feel like I don't want to like seclude myself to like become this like pro smasher and have to take over everything. Do you have any advice to prevent yourself from kind of keeping balance?
That's kind of a hard question to answer. I think one thing that's huge to notice or like make note of is you're gonna have to make a lot of sacrifices if you want to be the best. Like you're gonna have to make a ton. You want to go out and have fun with your friends. That could be time. You could be studying. You want to go to the gym. Go to the gym. But you wanna go like to the club or something. Like no, you gotta like, and it sucks. Like you'll have friends that you've known for a long time, and they just don't have similar interests with you.
It fizzles out,
The friendship just kind of, because you're so focused on like this goal that you have, and finding the balance is really hard. Like you kind of just have to like ask yourself, how important, it sounds kind of weird, but like how important is like this thing that I may be sacrificing to me, and if it's not important enough to like keep, then you just let it go. But if it's like really important to you, like one of the biggest things I had to learn myself was I really wanted to be as good as I could be in Smash 4, but I also wanted to get married. And I had to understand that at the time that game was just not worth I'm married now, so it wasn't worth my relationship. Like I had to,
spoilers.
Everything works out. It's all good.
I had to choose, like, wait a second, like I'm literally sacrificing all this time I could be spending with my potential wife to play this game. Like, is it worth it? And you just have to keep asking yourself that question.
Yeah.
Great answer.
Yeah, good question, good question.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Wait, while we get the next person up here, who did everyone main in Brawl Minus? That's a great question.
Dude, I didn't play enough to have a main.
What's up? Okay. Okay, last question.
We did enough. We did a lot of shit.
Well, that, and we can talk to them. Well, we'll talk to Anthony before we go.
Yeah, let them know they'll go.
Yeah, is Anthony here? Talk with the Metafy guys.
Yeah, I think it's important to let everyone know we're wrapping up.
Yeah, that's cool. Hey, how you doing?
My tag is Crimson Shadows, Arizona Sheep main. Big fan of Void. And I wanted to know, like, at what point does like a goal or mindset become too toxic? And I'll provide like context for that. Like, first my goal was top 8 at a local, and then I got it, but results not bad. And then I was like, then I want to be happy with my play, but I'm like low-key like a perfectionist, so is that like kind of toxic? Because if I wanna, I'm not gonna be happy until I'm like Void, but like.
I think we all want to be like Void a little bit. True. It's
we were just talking about
it's
Void.
funny, actually. Pretty. I think Charles could probably answer this question pretty well. Not to put you on the spot, but
I just didn't hear. What's up?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, could you repeat the question, or like one of you guys?
So basically, like, how toxic can a goal or a mindset be? Like,
it's about, like,
at
setting
first their
goals.
goal was top 8ing a local, and they did that. But then they want to be happy with their play, but it's so much easier said than done.
Right.
Like when they're a perfectionist, right? Like,
right.
Basically, like any methods to dealing with that kind of stuff.
I think the main thing to think about when you're setting goals is there's result-based goals, right? And then there's not result-based goals. And keeping that balance is very important, right? Like, if you have a result-based goal, that's why I don't really like it when players are like, oh, I went 1-2, but last week I went 2-2. So now I'm like not improving, right? So it's like you want to keep your goals very not result-based, but you're still going to have result-based goals, right? But you got to understand that there's like a build-up phase to it and that there's time, right? I think the main thing is if you have patience with your goals, then, and like understanding the factors outside of your goals, right? Like, oh, I want to win Genesis 9. That's my fucking goal. Not gonna happen. I'm sorry. Like, I think I'm pretty sick, but I don't think I'm winning Genesis 9, right? So also keeping in mind, like, being realistic, right? And understanding the factors. Okay, I want to win Genesis 9. Well, let's break down that goal. Charles, how much hours do you play Smash? Fuck, sometimes I play 1 to 2 hours a week. Oh man, is that enough? Like, you need to understand that when you create a goal, I feel like people just spam goals. Like, you're just spamming. Like, oh, I just want to like,
goals,
I want to like do this and do that. I want to be a fucking movie star or whatever. Whoa, pump the brakes, man. Like, let's really think about this, right? Do you understand your situation in life? Do you understand your time management? Do you understand what goes, like, are you so aware of your time management that you understand what goes where and when, what kind of structure you have, right? So I think the main thing, and I know this is like kind of answering your question, but kind of not, but when you make a goal, you have to be very cognizant of the variables that go into making that goal and really ask yourself, is this realistic? Because I feel like people start getting toxic about your goals when you start becoming impatient. Oh, I had this goal, but it's not happening yet. What's going on? Like, I wanted that raise at my job, but like, it's not happening. What's happening, right? Like, that's when the frustration comes because you're not understanding about certain variables and you're being impatient.
I think for me, There's two things. The first thing is pretty obvious and simple, kind of similar to what Charles said. It's really important to know you're not just getting better or worse. It's not just a straight line or an up and down. Like, it's like a million different directions. Like, if I viewed my placements as whether I'm improving or not, I would literally never be happy because I've won a tournament before, right? If I got 5th place at the next tournament, like, I can't just be like, oh, I'm worse. And then my second answer to this is to be like, brutally honest. When I lose, I take it very, very hard. I have spent weeks of like grieving over losses. I've left tournaments early to go home. I've handled losses so bad for my entire life. Even to this day, I take losses extremely hard. And I wish I was perfect or better at handling it. Like, I wish I just moved on to the next tournament. But I have to be realistic with how much I care. And part of me mentally accepts that I'm willing to take sacrifices and take losses super hard and just eventually get back up and just work extremely hard. And it's kind of similar to what we were talking about with our last question of making sacrifices, dedicating ourselves to Smash or whatever it may be, right? Like, for me, it's just accepting that I just take everything to the extreme and just be willing to base my life around that and just work really hard regardless of the negatives. And it's kind of a simple answer, but it's an extreme one, I guess.
So Charles brought up a great point with results-based goals, because I know you mentioned that you wanted to top it local, and then you did it, and then you want to, perform as well as, I guess, avoid or like have perfect execution. The real reason that ends up becoming a big problem is that humans are just naturally greedy, and you will just never be happy with like your play. You'll never do it. There's always something you could do better. There's a reason billionaires exist. Like, they don't need that much money. They just want more money. So like you're never going to be satisfied with how well you play. And if your goal is to, let's say, is to be the best in the world, well, you pretty much have to win every tournament. And if you don't win a tournament, then you're going to be upset. And it's like, is that how you want to live your life? Like, stressing out about, oh man, I got to go to this tournament. If I don't win, then I'm not going to be the best. And you're just like, like when instead you could just focus on like things that make you happy in life.
Yeah, I think you guys all said it really well already, but I think the one I really liked was what Gavin said about it not being a straight line. Like, you're not just going to progress and just continue getting better. It's going to plateau. You're going to regress sometimes too. Like, it's just going to happen from time to time. And I think you just got to kind of ride the wave and go with it. And think about, we had a similar question earlier, but feeling that negative feeling is actually a good thing. Like, feeling unsatisfied, that's okay. It just means you care. It means you care a lot, which is good. But you have to take that energy and do something positive with it, which is very similar to what we were saying before. So if you're unsatisfied that you didn't get top 8, you have to think there's always there's two sides to it. Like, there's the logical, like, why did this happen? How did I lose? Like, what can I improve on? And there's the emotional, why did I lose? Like, that still feels really bad. So working through like the logical side of maybe I can improve in this matchup, or maybe I can get a little better at my execution or edge guarding or whatever. That's one half of it. And the other side is how do I handle like moving forward with this goal and becoming better at what I want to get better at. So I think there's really two sides to that coin.
To put it into perspective, like, I've known Marcus for a while, and we've been talking about Smash for a while. Marcus, when is the last time I told you I was really happy with my play, let alone a whole bracket? It doesn't happen much.
Okay. He said at Smash World Tour Championships Day 1 against Kiarash that he was happy with his play, and before that, I couldn't tell you.
So, like, it's a difficult goal. It's not that I don't like that goal from you, but I guess putting into perspective how hard it is to be truly happy with your play when you have, like, because we all understand our characters, right? And we always know we could have done something better. So it's a good goal, but it's also important to put into perspective how hard it is to be happy with your play when you're a perfectionist, like you said. But at the same time, it's kind of a good thing how far away that goal is and how hard it is to reach it. Because what goal is better or more difficult than that? You know, I think it's a great one, but obviously, like you said, like, it's how you approach it, right? It's so difficult and it can reach a toxic point, but it kind of like what Haz says, like, in a way, that's a good thing. Like, it just how how great of a goal it is. You know what I mean?
I think there's a lot of perspective too, because I felt that way a lot too, especially like with Ken initially when I was learning him and trying to hit all his combos and follow-ups and stuff, right? I would get frustrated because I wasn't doing it, and like that's a big powerhouse thing of the character is he can kill you like in 2 touches, which is amazing. But if you mess up the execution, it hurts the character a lot. So I was like, what does Vendetta do? What does what do all these good Ken players do? And I watch sets with them, and they drop combos like it happens all the time, and they just keep. I watch them in the player cam. They just keep going. Is there something you can do about that? Sometimes you're just gonna drop stuff. You're gonna SD. Like these things are gonna happen. It's not about it happening. It's about the prep beforehand and being as prepared as possible, but then how you bounce back too. All the great players, they all drop stuff. They all SD. They all do. They do it less than a lot of other people, but bouncing back is that quality is like. It's very, very hard to do, but it's amazing when you can.
And this is something that Haz mentioned earlier. Like, make sure to insert mini goals within your goals.
Yeah.
Like, you can't, you can shoot for really high goals, but you can't just be like, yeah, that's it. I'm just going to be satisfied with my play. Because you have to understand, when you study the game more, you understand the game more. So, like, being satisfied is here if you don't know shit about the game. And then you start studying your character. You start watching the best player of your character, and it's like, oh, shit. Wow, this character can like do that and that and that and that and that and that. So then all of a sudden you're like, wow, my 2 levels of goals have changed. Well, you need to start inserting other goals here.
Yeah.
Like, and that's why I'm a really big fan of like, okay, I want to be satisfied with my play, but what if like, hey, I noticed I've like kind of sucked with my corner pressure. I'm going to work on my corner pressure, and my goal is to increase my corner pressure, right? And like, say you're playing a set in a tournament and you kill someone with your corner pressure, but you lose the set. Well, at least you can walk away from that set and be like, yo, I lost, but I improved at a very specific aspect of my gameplay that was my goal to do it. So then you start getting away from the result-based to like feel that itch of like, oh, I'm achieving something, right? But like, oh, it's like, oh, well, like my corner pressure did improve. I like did nail it in this specific scenario. I just need to do it more, right? Trying to shift that mentality from results to like, well, because like improving your corner pressure is result based because you have to execute it, right? But it's not like I won or lost. Trying to like separate it from that is a very big deal.
There's a lot more to a tournament win than just the 1 or the 2 that appears in the bracket after. There's a lot that goes into the game. It's crazy how deep the game can go. So yeah, that was a really good question.
Yeah,
it's
difficult.
That was a deep question. It's hard. Yeah, we all agree it's difficult, but that was a great question.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Cool.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah. Where's Anthony and Metify guys?
All right, I think we're done.
Are we closing?
Yeah, we're done.
We're gonna do it. Hit it.
Oh no,
I need water desperately.
We're done.
All right, yeah, we're done. All right,
I'll wrap it. All right, I'll wrap it up.
Oh, wrap it up.
I'll wrap it up.
I'll give it
All right,
up.
Well, thanks for joining us here, Genesis. No, I'm just kidding. It's 8. Genesis 8. We're having an amazing time. Obviously, this is Friday night. We got a whole tournament ahead of us. It's going to be really great. Our guests have amazing questions as always. Not just here today, but on the Patreon as well. Make sure you guys check us out. Tweek Talks, Spotify, YouTube, and Patreon. So check us out, and we'll be seeing you.
Shout out to Metify. Thank you.
And Metify. Yeah, Metify Godlike.
Metify.
See ya.